to the first episode of the Get Out of Prohibited TV podcast. I'm your host, Julie.
And I'm Rae.
And we are a CTPA. We help drivers complete step 5 of the return to duty process, along with 100 other things, including SAP recommendations, sending paperwork to your company after you've completed step 5. We also host bi-weekly workshops where we discuss resume building, SAP-friendly companies, different news within the CDL industry. And today we will be going over various topics, including some exclusive information from our workshop that we had. If you missed it, the next one, I believe, is going to be October 15th. But make sure you head to our website at www.getoutofprohibited.com, where you can sign up, receive the Zoom link, and of course, get in contact with both me and Rae if you're looking to go ahead and complete step 5.
November 18th, 2024, the downgrade law went in effect. So depending on your state was allowed to downgrade your CDL if you had a violation.
Yes, your state was able to downgrade the license if you had a violation, if you had not completed the STAP program, or at least up to step 5 within that 30 to 60 days. Not only would your license be downgraded, you would also have to pay a reinstatement fee after you've completed step 5 to go ahead and start driving again. Actually, we saw it take into effect before November 18th, depending on your state. We're in Texas, and we saw it start taking place around August.
Right.
Just right before that is when they first allowed CTPAs to start completing step 5. As you guys all know, at first, only a company could return you to duty. That is why a lot of drivers struggled, because a lot of these companies did not know how to do that. And a lot of them still don't know how to do that today, which is why you're able to take that third-party route. It's more discreet. For one, you don't have to disclose to companies that you need this service. And then it's just less paperwork for your company to do for you. Now you don't have to do that return to duty and pre-employment test with them. You can go directly to the CTPA and have them complete it for you. You can give either me or Rae a call. My direct line is 832-339-0790. Rae?
And my number is 346-706-4005.
You can give either of us a call pretty much any time of the day. We're always answering calls, offering advice, offering our services. The process is going to take anywhere between 3 to 5 business days to get it done. That's just because that's how long we're waiting on the results. You can test the same day if your SAP sends that information to us that exact same day. Of course, you can test that exact same day as well. Right. Once you've completed that process, we do have what I call a SAP-friendly job list. It's not driver placement. We don't do driver placement with Get Out of Prohibited, but we do kind of have a SAP-friendly list that we've been adding to over the past few months, probably years now. So we've been working with SAP drivers since 2020. Right. But we do have a SAP-friendly job list. Drivers come back to us and list what companies they work for. Companies come back to us and ask us for paperwork. And so we just kind of throw this list and we send it out to drivers once they have completed step 5. If you're interested in that, definitely give either of us a call to get that ball rolling.
Right.
I hope you're enjoying the first episode of Get Out of Prohibited TV. Our team is dedicated to ensuring that you understand the return to duty process, you are educated on how not to get into the return to duty process, and that you have a successful and safe career in trucking. We are deeply committed to your success, and that is why we host workshops every other Wednesday. I want to invite you to an upcoming workshop. All you have to do is visit our website to see when the next scheduled workshop is and get registered. On the workshops, I talk about educating yourself in this process. I talk about how to understand your rights as a truck driver in the drug and alcohol testing process, and also how to understand step 6, when your violation falls off, and so much more. Make sure you visit our website, www.getoutofprohibited.com.
One of the success stories that we've had recently, a driver called, he was prohibited. He had decided to take a break from trucking and go ahead and pick up a side gig, which was DoorDashing for him. He said he received an email from DoorDash just stating that his license was suspended. His regular license was suspended. So he looked into it and he found out that his state not only was downgrading the CDL, but after a certain time period, they downgraded the regular license as well, suspended it.
Mm-hmm.
So he reached out to us and let us know what was going on. We were able to help him get his CDL back reinstated, out of prohibited rather, and get his license back as well. As you can imagine how big of an inconvenience that is causing. If you have your CDL, you already can drive your truck, work. Also, you can't do your everyday tasks. Your regular driver's license is taken. We were able to help him in about 7 days. We got everything together. His staff was really responsive and quick with his paperwork. He's back on the road. He's actually not DoorDashing anymore. He went to a company and he's back in the truck. That's one of our many success stories, and we're so happy to help him and just get him back on the road, doing what he loves.
That's the thing with the downgrade law and it being able to vary by the state. Some states have these reinstatement fees. Some states are even affecting your personal license. I
Right.
also had a driver call me and say that his personal license was affected in North Carolina and that his mom was driving him around because he had been pulled over in his car and they said that it was downgraded. And he said the same thing. My CDL was downgraded, not my regular license. But after some time of being in that downgrade phase and only having that, recent fail or refusal on file, they are going to downgrade that second license. Even past that, they will make you go back to school for the CDL. It does vary by state, and it's good to call your local DMV, get the status of things, find out if your license has been downgraded, has it affected your Class C license, and different things like that.
Yes, and also make sure to know the time limit in your state because every state varies. So everything's different in different states and it's constantly changing. So
Yes,
you have
Texas
to
is
stay
quick.
updated.
Texas is 30 days. I've seen a few letters. If you follow us, we've posted some letters back when the letters was flying out really, really quickly. Texas was quick. They were 30 days. Other states had different fees, some 50, some 75. This is after you've paid your SAP, you got out of prohibited status, you go to the DMV, and then you still have an additional fee. Keep those letters and call your local DMV if you have any questions about just your specific state.
Right.
Or I'll call them. It's in your state and I'll call them and ask them. One thing that I wanted to touch down on that you said, Rae, was when you were working with that driver who was door dashing until he got out of prohibited status, you said that his staff took some time to send his paperwork. And that is a lot of drivers' story as far as not being able to get the SAP on the phone, or even bigger, they don't know certain things that can get you a refusal in the office, or they feel that their test was swapped out, rights was violated in the office. And the FMCSA has not launched a new modernized database where you can report these different violations. Now, it's not just for staff drivers, it's for all drivers. You can report moving companies, brokers, different things like that. But for the drivers, you can report the MRO. That's who does your test and have them tested. You can report your substance abuse counselor. So you pay this counselor hundreds of dollars. They're not sending you the paperwork, which they legally have to do. They have to send that paperwork to your CTPA or to your company once you start driving again. So they have launched this new modernized database. I get a lot of calls with drivers asking me, telling me their story first and then asking, who can I call? Where can I report this? If you called the FMCSA before, you know that the wait is days. The wait time is literally days. If you've ever called them to file a complaint or report someone via email, I had a driver tell me they reported somebody last year and never heard anything back till recently, and they were asking for evidence, but who has evidence from last year? This new modernized database that you can find on the FMCSA website is where you report these things. It's where you can report your MRO if you don't believe you deserve that refusal. If you didn't actually step out of the office and you don't deserve that refusal. This is where you can report that, and also where you can report SAP fraud, all of these different things. How do you feel about that, Rae?
I think this is great. So you won't believe how many times we have drivers a day. This is a day. How many drivers we have that call and ask us to correct a issue with the SAP, not being able to reach out to the SAP not responding. They're taking weeks to respond, weeks to send paperwork, or they're charging for every little thing. We also have issues with drivers that do go to another third party, a CTPA, and the CTPA is not responding. They're not able to talk to a live person, or They're not able to get any help with anything. I think this is great. Also, issues with companies or anything like that in the labs. I had a driver, it was months ago, around November actually. I had a driver out of San Antonio. The lab was absolutely horrible. They made so many mistakes. Yeah, they threw a driver's sample away. If you know anything about labs, that's an absolute no-no. Like you don't throw away a sample. So the driver wasn't able to produce any urine after that sample. It's just so many different things like that I am so happy that we have this so that drivers can be heard and are not getting scammed or taken advantage of in this already so sensitive situation.
Very, very sensitive. I had a driver who, he already had a violation. We were sending him to the clinic, and he went maybe 30 minutes before closing, and they wanted to close still. So it was a shy bladder situation. There is a time limit that you have with a shy bladder situation, but with them wanting to go home and it's almost the weekend, he did get another violation in the clearinghouse for that. With this new system being launched, and this article posted about it was just released on September 24th. As far as what the article said, it's just phase one of what the DOT is calling the Pro Driver Package. So we'll see more about that as they roll that out. We'll absolutely keep you guys updated.
Yes, 100%.
To start clearing your Step 5 process, it's easy. Visit our website, www.getoutofprohibited.com. You can select Get Started Now or call a member of our team at 832-572-5277. We'll walk you through Step 1 of our process, which is completing an intake form. This form is going to give us your SAP counselor information, your driver's license information, so that we can act as your representative in the FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. From there, you'll submit your payment. We have a couple of different payment options, which includes in-house financing, third-party financing, or paying the full amount. Immediately once your payment is received, we'll work with your SAP to get your completion paperwork. We will also determine exactly what type of test you need to take.
Really quick, before we hop off, one thing that I want to talk about is our workshops. This is our way of going the extra mile for our drivers as a CTPA. We have these bi-weekly workshops. On the 1st of October, we had a workshop where we discussed Step 6, how to get Step 6 done. And then also we talked about oil field companies in the South. And then, of course, Class B companies. I always preach Class B. If you're interested in local driving, Class B is the way to go, period, as a SAP driver, because they usually do not care about SAP driving. The only thing is you're not going to find a lot of these companies searching Class B driving jobs near route. Like this is something you're riding by. You see a truck yard or whatever the case may be. You see a company, you snap a picture of their number, you go home and you call them later and submit your application. Those are the mom and pop companies that do not care about SAP drivers, and they will retire you. They're usually great companies. So I always recommend Class B driving for the trash trucks. That still falls under the DOT, and they can do Step 6 for you. And you're home every day if you're only interested in local driving. Speaking of the workshop we hosted last night, one of Rae's drivers talked to us about oil field companies. We will be adding that company, of course, to our SAP-friendly job list. That's how we got all of the companies on our SAP-friendly job list, is through our old drivers. And he talked about a company where he said he makes a lot of money. He didn't give us a number, but he said, just know it's a lot of money.
Right. And if you know oil fields, you know you're making a lot of money.
You know oil field, exactly. So it's not even much you have to say there. We believed him when he said oil field. If you're willing and you're okay with being away from home a week or two, they have both non-CDL and CDL driving. They provide housing. I would definitely recommend joining our workshop. I believe it's going to be on the 15th because we do have it bi-weekly and once it was on the 15th. So I think it's going to be on the 15th, but go to our website. Make sure you sign up for it because you do have to sign up to get that Zoom link, and we will have when we're hosting the next workshop.
Yes.
But if you have any questions at all about completing Step 5 or just about the SAP program in general, you're in need of a SAP, feel free to give either of us a call. My direct line again is 832-339-0790. Rae?
And mine is 346-405-4005.
Awesome. And we have our main line on the bottom as well, along with our website. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.